Oi! Hello! Is that right?
I mean, no, it's not right, but it is close to British.
Oh. Welcome to IMHO!
In my homosexual opinion,
I'm Darby!
and I'm Alexis P. Bevels. The P stands for Peloton.
Yeah.
One of the inspirations for this week's episode of
Alright,
RuPaul's Drag Race
alright.
UK, Series 3, Episode 2,
Alright.
Dragathon.
Have you ever been on a Peloton?
No.
Have you ever seen one in real life? That's
No.
a luxury. Okay. I went to
It's a
Christmas
standing
party
bike, right?
with a television that people live inside for your health.
I gotta be honest.
It's luxury.
It sounds like chuggy. It sounds like fake bougie.
Still don't know what that means.
It sounds like a waste of money.
Okay. It's
Do you know that
definitely...
you're not even...
What?
You're not even supposed to really do bikes, like Soul
Why?
Cycle and all that. It doesn't really do anything. And I think Peloton is a waste of money. And
Okay,
now, you know
but
what?
that's if you have the money to waste, might as well waste it on a Peloton.
Sure, do what you want. Okay, here's my
Okay.
beef with
okay.
Peloton. Can I give you my beef? real
Yeah,
quick?
I would love to hear it.
This guy on Peloton became famous for being-
Pelotoning.
For Pelotoning, he's like, because like in the TV lives these instructors, right? Cody Rixby.
Sure. Eleanor Rigby.
I'd rather her tell me how to do bicycles.
I would love to hear from her.
Because
It's
this
been a while.
guy, not only did he become so famous among the Peloton crew that he got on one of my favorite podcasts, Ask Rana with Ron and Brian.
Mm-hmm.
He was a guest on there.
But because they love Peloton, can you dislike something that Rana and Brian like? I don't think you can. You're not allowed.
Now he's on Dancing with the Stars. Are we letting Peloton instructors be on reality TV?
Bristol Palin. Remember Bristol Palin?
She was a child of a cultural moment.
It's like the same to me.
And
Okay, can I tell you
he annoys me.
Can I
Okay.
tell you my personal experience with Peloton? Thank you so much. It's
Have you?
very
Have
it's
you?
very well, okay. Yes,
I'm
once
being you. Let me
at-
let you talk.
At a Thank you. It's so frustrating.
I know. I'm so
that
sorry.
must be so hard for me. No, I like this. It's really reminding me that I have a lot of growing to do. One of my, Michael, of course, Michael. Michael, very
We
close
love
to
Michael.
We love
I think
Michael.
agrees with me about Cody Rixby.
Well, Michael has a Peloton, I will tell you. So Michael works from home because of the pandemic, and he was by himself a lot, and he wanted something like that he could use in his home that was safe, and so he got himself a Peloton.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
That worked for him. But we first saw the Peloton because he has this couple friends. One of them has worked at a Chili's for like 20 years, and so he
You
has,
told me
like-
about Chili's.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, so much
The heirs
free.
to the Chili's
Yes,
fortune.
they just have gift cards around the house. Like it's like you walked into a Walgreens. But
It's like Trading Spaces when they have that wall of hay, but instead of hay, it's Chili's
Chili's
gift
gift
cards.
cards.
Ooh.
Or
Move
queso.
that buzz.
They wouldn't just do the gift card. You say move that buzz.
Yeah, that's what they say on
That's
Trading
good.
Spaces, right?
No. We were in a very nice house with these very rich Chili's people.
The heir to the Chili's fortune.
The heir to the Chili's fortune, exactly. And so they were like, hey, we got a Peloton. And this was like early on. This was when Pelotons were like newer.
Pre-pan.
Yeah. And so I was like, where is it? I have to see this. So I went upstairs. And after I had had multiple Christmas-themed cocktails, no idea what was in them, I decided to ride a Peloton. Regret? Absolutely. But the experience of like seeing... I'm just telling you. It is...
Okay, maybe
It
I'm
is an
being,
experience.
Maybe I'm being a
Chuggy.
grumpy gills because I've never tried one. I just don't. I don't think.
I have bikes here, in my building. Come use the bike in my building.
Is it a Peloton? I've used a stationary bike. I know what that is.
But with a TV, with an instructor who's talking to you the whole
yeah,
time?
I've been to a gym. Yeah.
When?
How dare you?
I'm sorry. It was just low-hanging fruit.
Okay, now that you're going to the gym a lot, you can. How many times have you been to the gym this week?
One, because I start on Mondays. I went yesterday.
You know what? I gotta say, I'm annoyed that you're now doing more physical things than me.
Barely. Okay, so I've been doing it for 3 weeks. The first week, I'm supposed to go 4 times a week. The first week, I went once.
But that's still so
The second
good.
week, I went twice. I'm on my 3rd week. I plan on going 3 times.
That's
and then
so
next
good.
week, I plan on doing it all. Did I plan for that to happen? No, of course I didn't.
You gotta build up because you hadn't done anything the first
37 years of my life.
So you have to build
That's not true. That's not true. I did when I first moved to Chicago. I lived next to a gross gym that was connected to a grocery store. And I did go because I had a personal trainer. Yeah, that's what I call it, because you can pick up some groceries. And
do you ride the bikes through the aisles picking up the onions?
Yeah. It's like a real life Peloton.
Oh!
So I had a trainer, but I would never go if I wasn't training, which is not how you do it, because I can't afford more than one training session a week. And then I ended up having sex with him. So then I stopped going. So honestly, that's on him.
Well, it was on you, and then it was on him.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I didn't love it.
It was in you. Can we talk about the other day when
what?
You called me on getting into your car and your phone kept flipping between your car and your phone?
Okay, I have a new car, and I don't mean to sound rich. It's a Subaru, okay? It has like Peloton, okay? It has a Peloton screen, that's what I call it. And instead of people working out, it's like the radio. And it connects to my phone, so I called her. And
you were telling me a story, and you kept saying the first part of the sentence, and then the phone would connect to the car.
What was the sentence?
You said, you were telling me with the eye, because you went to my eye doctor.
Yes.
And the eye doctor was like...
and they broke HIPAA to tell me all of the things that are
wrong
with your
And he was like, we
eyes.
haven't seen Alexis in 100 years, and then the phone would go to the car, and you'd be like, wait, hold on. And then you get it back to your phone.
I haven't figured it out.
And then you'd be like, he said he hasn't seen you in 100 years. And then the phone would click to the car. And you'd be like, wait, hold on.
And I didn't realize that was happening. And that happened like 10 times in a row. And I was saying the same phrase over and over. Which I didn't realize because I was driving and Pelotoning the screen, you know?
And I was getting so mad. I was like, if you don't finish your goddamn sentence.
And then the finish to the sentence was, they said your eyes are super fucked up.
You know, that's the one. That's the one who I didn't know was gay. I've been going to him like 12 years at this point.
Everyone that works there's gay.
But I didn't know that at the time.
He's very cute. He's very small.
So the first 4 years, I didn't know.
Little tiny fingers. That's why.
And he's like Star Trek. He loves Star Trek.
He's so cute.
He's really cute. And then I didn't know for like the first 4 years. And then I found out he was gay. And then I saw him on Scruff. And I asked him, not on Scruff, but in real life, I asked him to one of my drag shows. And he said, no, I have a boyfriend.
Wait, in response to an invite to a drag show?
It was like, well, if you ever want to come sometime, maybe we can get a drink after or whatever.
Oh.
And then he said, no, I have a husband.
He doesn't.
But then I saw him on Scruff
so much that he said.
Well, I think it's just.
Has anyone else used that excuse to get out of seeing you at a show?
I don't. Well, he's the only first and last that I've ever asked.
You know what? That is a great idea. If you don't want to watch Camp Wanakiki, but you're a fan of Alexis, if she ever asks you, just say, I got a husband.
No, I don't ask anymore. I don't chase. I attract. And when I attract...
Are you doing that?
Things come to me.
Are you doing the TikTok affirmation?
I forget.
Okay, I do too. What I did, that I was able to do it today for the first time, I screenshotted that part of it on the TikTok that has the whole written out, and I did a favorite. So every time I open my photos, it's one of the first things I see, and it reminds me.
Do you open your photos a lot?
Yeah, I gotta just make sure I still got those holes on lock. Okay, RuPaul's Drag Race, is that why we're here?
Yes! So, we are fresh off the premiere episode. Electra Fence has just won the lip sync against...
Anubis,
and sent Sweet Anubis home.
I love that when she had to clean off the mirror. First of all, yes. She's so tiny, she can't reach the mirror. But secondly, she was like, love always. And she goes, oh no, wait. That says Anubis. Yeah. Love Anubis.
Yeah, that was cute. Then we get into kind of the mini challenge. The winner of last week, Miss Crystal Versace.
Sorry to interrupt, but that's what I do. I'm okay not having a pit crew. Can we stop calling the pit crew on Zoom? I don't need to see them taking phone calls on a green screen. I don't need to see it.
Yeah. I didn't mind that. I mean, I love seeing men's.
Yeah, I've seen you see men.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I do that thing like the wolf in the cartoon where the jaw falls to the ground and the eyes bug out.
And they go, ooga, ooga.
Yeah.
That happens when people see me.
So they have to do a kind of a supermarket sweeps spoof called Rupert Market Sweeps, where the winner of last week, Crystal Versace, has to assign tags to some of her...
skin.
Not all of her players,
She's giving everyone
but some
skin
of
tags.
her players. Is Supermarket Sweep big in the UK, do you think? Because, it's not currently on right now, or maybe it is coming back.
It's currently on ABC. The host is Leslie Jordan.
No, Leslie
Jones. Leslie
Jones.
Jordan. Which, by the way, remember this past week when Leslie Jordan as a young man picture was going around?
Oh, yeah.
He was very...
Well, gay men love youth.
Oh. I'm part of the problem.
Yeah.
My youth.
Yeah. Anyway, so Crystal has to find all the tags and then assign them to someone. So,
Didn't you think that was such a great way to do that? No, you can grab your phone.
Oh.
Didn't you think that was such a great way to do that, though? Like, it's too early to do a reading challenge, right? You can't open the library this early.
Yeah.
But they found a way to kind of build the drama early on. I thought that was really smart.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tip my wig to the British producers.
I've been watching Downton Abbey as my go to sleep show, meaning I put it on when I get in bed and I stay up all night watching it and I never get any sleep.
I fucking love that show.
I love it so much. And it was making me laugh today. Mr. Mosley's father was talking to Maggie Smith through the car and then she left and he didn't have a hat on, so he just tugged his hair. Okay, for Rupert Market Sweeps, the star by, she gave...
The star by was for what? What is the star
It
by?
was supposed to be
biggest
biggest competition.
Yeah.
Crystal said, biggest, I'm going to give it to Victoria Scone. And she was trying to be shady. But it came off as rude. Anyway, we'll get to it because we're going to talk about it later.
Yeah, it did get worse.
Bargain bin she gave to River Medway. Hot deal, meaning trade, she gave to Ella Vidae. No surprise there.
Agreed.
You yeah.
Who are you most attracted to?
At this point, because the cast is so young.
Yeah, they're very young.
It feels gross for me personally to say. I like Scarlet Harlot.
Yes, she is absolutely the youngest twink in the UK.
And River Medway. I think River Medway is super hot.
I think River Medway is the hottest. But I would like River. I would like River Medway to experience other things like the draft and having a driver's license.
Draft beer.
Draft beer. All the IPAs. I just want them to get some life experience and then be like, oh, I'm tired. She's good enough.
Out of date. She gave it to Veronica Green, which is perfect. Funny because she's older
already, and she's already been on the show.
She's already been on the show.
That was a really nice read because I would have given her the no style one.
And then the bog off, which we in America typically say BOGO. Bog off. I think I like it better.
I like BOGO because I do whatever Payless tells me to do.
Well, they're dead.
Ugh, I hate Payless stores.
They gave it to Electra Fence. Which is, I don't remember why she said.
No, so it's who's going to go home next.
Oh, who's going to go home next? Electra Fence. So that was Crystal. Crystal's 19. She's young. She's trying to be sassy drag queen for the camera.
Because then she has to, after she gives them out, she has to explain why.
And some of them didn't get anything.
And she doubles down on the fat joke. That was very not great.
Right.
Here's my thing though. Okay, can I say this? I think, ooh, okay. I think she falls into a category of queen, young, gorgeous, incredible. Mm-hmm. I think it's very easy to villainize her. And I do believe, my opinion, the show was attempting to villainize her, to put her in that villain role very quickly, very easily. Because, hey, the front runner that is so young and beautiful is now insulting everyone on the second episode. That seems calculated to me.
Yeah, I see. That's a good point. I didn't think about. I think. Okay, here's what I liked. I liked that everyone else kind of stood up for Victoria, even though amongst many drag queens, especially on a TV show, you don't often see that.
Yeah.
I liked that they stood up for her. I liked that she later stood up for herself, and we're going to talk about that.
Yes.
And I liked that Crystal said, you know what, I'm sorry, I was trying to be... I like that she kind of took it and didn't deny it. You're right, that was shitty of me. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
So we'll get there.
No. Let's get there now. I think that's a great... You brought up in a really good way. So, of all people, I'm the one that wants to hate her the most. So skinny, so beautiful, so young, so talented. I want her to fail.
Getting to do her dreams way before we ever even thought about doing it.
But... At 19, what were you doing? I was at a Southern Baptist Bible college, okay, in Mississippi.
I was making out with a guy named Charlie
Brown. Was it a cartoon?
Patron only.
What?
Can we bleep this out?
Yeah.
No.
What?
He's... That was the first time I ever hooked up with
First and last. That I would never. Okay, I've done everything. And I'm not kink shaming, but Charlie...
He didn't get my consent for it.
You could have gone, no thanks.
Oh, I did. I said,
I love that that's your reaction.
Well, my mouth was full. I couldn't...
Anyway, back to what happened. I do believe that Crystal is kind of falling into something that I've talked about a lot. Baby drag queens and younger people heading into the gay bar trying to fit in, myself included when I first started like going to bars and hosting. You just think like, well, we have to be mean. That's what drag queens do. That's what gay people do. We have to be mean.
Funny. They think that is funny.
So I did appreciate the fact that as she explained herself to Victoria, she said like, you know, I was just trying to joke around and I didn't mean for it to come off like that, whatever. You could tell Victoria with her experience, even though it was deeply like hurtful to her and triggering to her, the grace that I think she gave Crystal shows the incredible character even though she was upset, she was able to give her that graciousness, and it just made me a huge Victoria fan, even more.
Totally, and 100%, I agree with you.
Yeah.
And it was Victoria very great. It was very generous. She didn't have to.
She did not have to
give that to a 19-year-old.
No, she didn't.
Yeah,
and she did. That's a grown person.
It's a queen.
Cheers.
Let's get into the main challenge. Which is Dragathon.
Massimo.
They are going to have to do a sort of performance exercise video. It was very unclear. I thought it was going to be like a filmed video.
Agreed.
But it ended up being a stage thing.
Agreed.
Which was
I thought
fun.
it was going to be, I thought it was going to be the Stacey Lane Matthews workout with the eating the chicken thing.
What it ended up being was a stage performance, which I think is infinitely harder.
Yes.
They split them up into 3 groups. They got the ball busters, they've got the ride or dies, and they have the yummy mummies. So they're in their groups. Let's get right to the
performance.
Yeah, performance, but I do want to say guest judge and guest choreographer Oti Mabuse. I want to say this. This might be stupid to say.
Oh, then I'll bleep it.
When you're being taught choreography, you're very rarely going to get it the first go every time.
Never
you
gonna
have
get
to
it, never
need
gonna get it,
a little
never
bit. You need a little
gonna
bit
get
to
it,
process
never
and
gonna
try
get
it. So, of course, some of them are going to look stupid and some of them are going to look great. I think we can both agree on who looked the greatest.
Yes.
Which was Veronica Green's leotard.
Okay.
No, at this
do not bring up Veronica's carriage until we give the choreographer.
Veronica's carriage?
Yes, Veronica's carriage.
Her undercarriage, you mean?
Well, at the time it was above ground. Before we get into that, I do want to just say, Oti Mabuse was such an incredible choreographer, great, but she interacted with the girls on such a familiar yet professional basis that when we got to the runway and she was giving her notes, did you not just believe every fucking thing she said?
Well, she knew, she knew everything she was talking about.
I'm sorry.
We also haven't even mentioned, this is how good this cast is, because we've already talked about Victoria Scone. We haven't even mentioned that she injured herself in the lip sync last week and her knee was swollen.
Okay, we do need to talk about that, yes.
We get it in the beginning. She says, I'm going to be on a stool a lot. Okay. Then she says it again to the choreographer. She says, my knees, I'm going to take it easy. But she is a dancer. She actually went to the same school as Ella Vidae. They're both classically trained dancers. This is heartbreaking. To get into not only get into the show, be tops, and then injure yourself.
Yes. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, she was at the top, so she did not need to Eureka herself. So I do believe that was real, because Eureka, I do believe, was like, I'll be better another season, and she snapped her leg in half. She did that on purpose. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I was like...
No, I'm kidding. But generally speaking, based on the last 2 seasons of Drag Race UK and these first 2 episodes, what is happening? Why does everyone throw their knees to the ground? You can't do that. Stop doing that.
Okay, don't victim blame though, because if you got up there and you were in that position, don't you think you would push things a little harder?
Would I slam my knees to the ground? No. I think there's a lot of things I can't say I would do. Like, I'd be like, I don't know, I have to be in that situation. But I know that my knees would pop out of socket immediately, and I'd be olive oil. Like, I wouldn't be able to stand. I don't know. It just seems to be a theme on Drag Race UK.
Curtis should go as olive oil and Popeye for Halloween.
Yeah, but I've got the forearms.
Because all the jerking off.
I'll put it in edit post. It's something that we see a lot on Drag Race UK, and I just want to say, as a beautiful American with bad knees, you're so great. Y'all don't need that.
I'll say this. She's a dancer. She's physical. She moves. So maybe it was just an accident.
To the ground. But that is something that happens a lot on Drag Race UK. It's slamming to the ground. Tia Coffee loves slamming her knees to the ground.
Well, that's her signature move.
That's not great.
It's fine. But I will be the first to say, and I have said it before, I would much rather see a narrative lip sync than
someone slamming their which is what we saw in this lip sync, which is the narrative won out. But I'm sorry. Okay. That's it.
But anyway, I'm
sad
sad that her knee is hurt.
Yes.
I'm sad that it's potentially
I'm worried.
gonna hurt her chances. I'm worried. This is scary.
Yes.
This is scary.
Agreed.
But
because we've never had a front runner go home and come back. Veronica wasn't a front runner, okay? Eureka at the time wasn't a front runner. Like, we've never had someone that was so clearly at the top of their game go home and come back. So I think this would create a different pressure for her. I don't want her to have to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't want her to have to deal with that. She's already under enough pressure.
Hair pressure. Whoa.
That's the pressure you chose?
Yeah, I chose the hair one.
Not under pressure.
No. Hair pressure.
They're all learning their stuff. Can we please just talk about Veronica's undercarriage?
Okay.
I loved her leotard. I loved the reactions to it. But she was giving. And that shit looked hard. That was actual physical... That shit looked hard.
So as someone who is now working out, I've been to the gym the last couple
Do you do
of
ball
weeks,
bustings?
and I do actually. I do have to do all of my weight training on a ball because I am very tall and very thin with no abs. So I have no stabilization. I got to stabilize myself. So I do a lot on the ball. I'm going to compliment Veronica Green. If you're driving, pull over. If your kids are with you, abort. No, I'm just kidding. Not in Texas. Veronica has a great body.
Oh, yeah. Great body, and picking up the steps, she did exactly what she has been talking about. She was professional. She picked it up great. When they showed
her previously known as undercarriage, this was definitely middle of the road carriage. I was very impressed. Like, if I had that undercarriage, I also would be showing her off.
Yeah, she looked great. And I love that she had a sense of humor about it when they pixelated it. Oh, Lord, you're going to have to blur it out.
Yeah, in it.
All right, so in the big group number, they all are starting. Electra Fence got, turned around. And she proved last week that she is a dancer.
She proved she was a dancer, but she went too fast and she looked so silly. Yeah, when they I couldn't figure out what was going on while I was watching it, much like Michelle said. But after I heard the judges say, you were ahead of the beat. You were on your own beat.
Yeah, she was.
That's tough.
That's tough, yeah.
Did you notice in this entire moment, they kept cutting to RuPaul after everyone started to dance, and it was always the same expression of her going, that kind of half dead smile. Are we supposed to believe everyone is doing badly? I think the editor just needed time away. Do your best, RuPaul, dead smile. dead smile. Think dead smile. You're not smiling. That's too much smile. That's a lie.
I can't do it. I can't do impressions.
Okay, that's true. Yeah, that's true. But Rue looked great, by the way.
Rue looked so gorgeous. I have a picture of it, actually. Gorgeous, classic silhouette, classic Rue.
But the stripes do it for me.
Stripes, hair, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so the Peloton actual live performance, overall, for the most part, the girls looked great. And I loved the individual groups. What did you think of the full choreography, everyone doing choreography on stage together for a solid 20 seconds, and there was nothing? They were just dancing, the music was just playing, that was it. Do you remember that? That made me so uncomfortable.
Well, it was after that it was named Dragathon, because it really dragged it on, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I do.
I think we saw Electra's flub up right away. I think Charity also kind of got lost, but...
She did not play out, and I agreed with RuPaul because I saw exactly what she was doing, because that's exactly what I would do. As soon as I heard the choreographer say, play it up, be the character, you don't have to know all the moves.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I would do. I would do the RuPaul dead smile the whole time. I'd be like this. But she didn't.
I do think it was made worse because the two were so in sync over here, and then obviously Victoria was on on a stool, which is great. I'm happy she's safe.
Absolutely sit
but
on
it did
stools.
draw the eye to be, okay, these two are doing the exact same thing.
And these
she's
two are
different.
not. Yeah.
And she's not really doesn't know what she's doing. So it kind of was a bad, maybe she would have done better if they had all been standing up, but
That's
not,
a really good point.
But yeah, because it's
had
like
they
she
been,
was kind
had
of
she
on her
been
own
in the middle
island.
of two people doing it, you're absolutely right.
She's kind of on her own island. That's not Victoria's fault. As not what I'm saying. Just kind of she was on her own island and she was kind of and she's not naturally a dancer anyways.
So you're blaming Victoria for this?
No. But
Wow.
she did the best she could do. But I want to say this too.
Somebody cut that and put that on TikTok.
I want to say Crystal Versace. I think there was snippets where she was off too, and there was parts where she was just fully behind someone else. So I think they were being very forgiving of Crystal. Because I think if we had seen the whole thing, I don't think she would have looked gorgeous. I loved the characterization.
No,
but if
I want to dive into this because I agree with you. As much as like I feel like this is coming from a place of jealousy inside of you.
Of course it is.
No, I'm just fucking with you. I agree with you because every time she had a line into the microphone, every single time we heard RuPaul's crazy laugh. And I know RuPaul had to be laughing at other things, but they made sure that we knew that the judges were pleased with her.
I think if we had seen it all uncut, I think we would have noticed she was off. And that's okay. She can be off. She still did a great job with her characterizations. She still looked beautiful and did all the words and whatever. But if the point was to all be doing the choreography, I don't know that we would have judged her so high.
Sorry.
And
That's
that's just me being
jealous.
Jealous and a type A, like, because I was before I did drag, I was a chorus boy in the chorus. Mm-hmm. And, one time, I'll tell you this is a deep regret. This is when, like, I'm really feeling bad about myself. I think about this and it makes me feel worse.
Okay.
One time I was doing Hairspray and there was not a lot of space for the nicest kids in town to dance. And we were doing the nicest kids in town.
Right.
And we had to do this wheelbarrow movement, like windmill movement.
Sure.
And there was a part where, like, the stage moved. It was like movement.
Right.
So we were even smaller amount of stage. And I did this and I hit this girl in the thumb totally on accident. And she knew. But every time I've seen her, it's been about 12 years. And 10 years. Every time I've seen her since then, I'm like, how's your thumb? And she's like, it's not the same. I permanently ruined this girl's thumb.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. She says it's not the same.
Yeah.
You permanently hurt someone's fingers?
On accident.
I'm going to stay safe. You must feel horrible.
I do feel horrible.
But
you're really
like,
helping me.
It gives her like a story. I bet maybe she's really boring.
I think she really hates me.
No, I think she's really boring and she needed the story.
I think she's mad at
You
me.
did her a favor.
No.
If anyone needs to lose 80% function in their thumb, come let Alexis dance near you. She'll give you a story.
I feel really bad about that.
I love that. For me, pardon me. Oh, sorry, I have to do it in a British accent. Pardon me.
Pardon me, you sound like Luigi.
Pardon me, isn't it? Kitty Scott Claus killed it. Start to finish. The moment she hit the stage.
And what a sweet moment she had before with Charity Case where they were both like friends. They were like, I don't have anything pink, and she's like, I don't have anything goth. I'll trade you, and it was so sweet.
I'm a big Kitty Scott Claus fan. I'm not gonna apologize for it. I mean, I may apologize.
She got a laugh
to other
during
people.
the Rue walks. She got a big laugh from Rue.
Yeah, because she said she was the trade of the season. That's funny.
Honestly, I do think she's quite attractive.
Yeah, I do think it was kind of mean that Rue laughed so hard.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
I do think he's quite attractive.
I do too. I think she's very cute. But I do think that she stood out. For me, part of me,
yeah.
She was my standout.
Well, let's go through the girls.
Take my eyes off
let's
her.
go through the girls, and then I feel like we might have rushed through the middle, so if we think of anything.
Yeah.
But let's start with Teresa.
Oh, wait. What's the runway?
The runway is red carpet ready runway.
Oh, I love red carpet.
Yeah.
It's better than beige. You can't see so many stains. Especially blood.
Let's start with Teresa May.
Oh.
Teresa looked so good.
I was
This might have
obsessed
been
with
my
this.
favorite,
Yeah,
actually.
agreed.
Love the kind of Spanish influence.
She said I could do flamenco and then add like my own kind of twist to it to match whatever. I loved it.
Yeah.
Loved
and
it.
I loved... Okay, Bob Mackie.
Yes, familiar.
Before Cher.
It's giving very Cher.
Okay,
Giving
Zac
Cher.
Efron.
Shawn Mendes.
Who? Bob Mackie costumed this movie that you can't really find anywhere, but it's starring Brooke Shields, and it's called Brenda Starr, and she's a comic book character
forgot
literally
you
come to
love
life.
Brenda Starr.
And he did her costumes, and there's one costume
Brenda
that's red and white
Starr.
polka dots, and gives me that. It's just really beautiful.
Very
Okay.
Brenda Starr.
This
I
looks
thought
stunning.
she killed it, and I loved her makeup with it. I also really enjoyed her in the challenge. She really was playing
she was
up
cute.
the
She was
silly,
funny.
Yeah, she was in the tops for me.
And she delivered an iconic line in a talking head. Am I the best dancer? No. But did I go out there and give you big titties? Absolutely.
Yeah, and then what did she say about I would ride that big dick? What was she brought up? She brought up a dick again. Why did she bring up a dick? A dick. Why'd she bring up a dick?
So they were riding the Peloton maybe?
Yes! She said it was like, she treated it like a big cock and she was going to ride it. And I was like, you should not be on the BBC. But I love it.
Up next, Electra Fence. Electra Fence in this kind of silvery, glittery... Okay, I want to say something and I want to say another thing after that. And the first thing I want to say is this kind of gives me glamour sweatsuit. Like if a sweatsuit was a gown.
Sure.
Because of the kind of bagginess of the
Sweat
top
mini
and the
gowns.
hood and the skirt that was too long.
Yeah.
I don't think this was great. They didn't like it. Would I wear this? Absolutely. The other guy that was like, okay, wizard. And I was like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Fuck J.K. Rowling, but I love wizard wear.
Yes, of course. Well, she didn't invent wizard.
Poor fit. I'll say this.
I hated it, and I also hated that when she did pull it aside to give at least like, hey, I still have a body here. Her hip pads were so insane, and I love a big hip pad. Do not get me wrong, but I think for someone with that frame to wear that kind of hip pad, it needs to be so fitted and exactly
The proportions.
I just thought overall this seems like a very new baby drag queen.
She got fenced.
Choice.
She got fenced in. So bad. Up next, I want to say something different than up next.
Coming to the stage
It's Vanity Milan.
Isn't it?
In a lilac kind of gown with a cape, feathers, stones. I think she looks beautiful. She said that thing about her makeup earlier, and I was like, I think you have a
I was
beautiful
so confused
face.
when she said, I may not always have good makeup. And I
I
was like, in what world?
No.
In
I
what
love
world?
your makeup, man.
But can I say this? Ooh, okay. I think she looks gorgeous. Do not get me wrong. But again, I think just like we saw with Electra Fence,
yeah.
I think we're seeing little mistakes that new queens make that are just things you kind of learn along the way. The gown didn't hit the ground exactly, and then the wig just sits too close to her head.
I think I maybe agree with you about the gown, maybe like more fabric. But yeah, the wig, as evidenced by what we see later in it just, I see what it was going for. Just a little bumped up is what I would have done.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
but she's stunning. There's no question about that.
The walk though was really insane.
Gorgeous.
No, weird. I don't know. I'm a big Vanity fan. Do not get me wrong.
You're a Vanity.
I'm a Vanity. I just, that is one of the things that I think in general, you can be a brand new queen and be great. But there are things that are just little tricks you pick up along the way. I saw a few of those.
And there's
little
also
mistakes.
shit that we all think like, I'm in a dark club, no one will notice. But if you're on a camera, I mean, this is just goes to shit. It's a good reminder.
Have you ever gone to a private gig? Like you get booked for like a private party, and you're like, this is going to be great. But then you realize it's in an office building, so when you get there,
it's
all the
overhead
lights are on, and you're like,
it looks
great,
terrible.
yeah, I should not have.
Luckily,
been here.
straight people honestly don't notice.
No, as long as you have a bang.
As long as you have makeup on. Now let's bring on Miss Kitty Scott Claus.
Marilyn.
Very Marilyn Monroe.
Gorge.
Very diamonds, our girl's best friend.
Gorge.
Yeah, I think she looks good. I agree with them later. Well, actually, I didn't mind the hair for some reason. Later, I didn't mind the hair, but then when they said bigger hair, it was like, oh yeah, of course. You can always be bigger.
One thing that I thought was really funny when they were talking about Vanity's hair, or maybe they had moved on to her at that point, but Rue said, small hair is fine. Just make sure it's big.
That was funny.
That was funny.
That was Kitty. All right, let's bring out Crystal Versace.
Now this is good small hair. This is high fashion small hair.
Okay, however, I saw something on Twitter that I can never unsee, and it was a meme of her, and they had shrunken her head a little bit, because it does look proportionally, her tits are huge, and her head with the hair is so small. And she was worried about that, so I don't want to be too hard on her, but it is giving that one in Beetlejuice in the waiting room. Tiny head.
I'm a Christian. I don't believe in Beetlejuice. Ooh, okay, here we go. Growth. Veronica had a very funny line that said, Crystal's head is so small, but like so big. That made me laugh.
Yeah, that's funny.
Good job. I liked it. But she looks great.
She looks
that's
great.
gorgeous.
This is, yeah.
What?
I love her body. I can't put into words why. Maybe it is just jealousy.
No.
But I also don't.
No,
but
you're
I
a big
also
person.
don't
I don't
like.
think that's the reason.
Okay, stop with the weight jokes. If we learn nothing from Victoria's skull,
We've worked through it.
let's move on to River Midway, who I do think looks absolutely gorgeous.
I did too.
It's kind of reminiscent of RuPaul. I feel
agree.
like.
I think the hair is reminiscent of RuPaul.
Well, the hair
like
with
in
the
early
purple,
days.
with the hair with the purple. I like it. I love the draping of the taffeta.
Yeah.
I like how it moved. I think she looked like a
I love seeing taffeta. So
yeah. Up next, Veronica Green. I gotta say, I did like this a lot, and I liked the hair. I think I would want to wear this. You hate this? I think we saw Jada Essence Hall did something way better, really similar last year. But you know what I want to say? Wait, before you get into explaining your face, what I want to say is last time we talked about this, I hadn't thought about the fact that this was mere weeks after season 1. Not only that, to get off the show, not have the opportunities to tour and get your money, and to have to come up with a shit ton of new outfits, I wonder if I was personally a little unfair to Veronica Green. So I would personally like to say, I'm sorry, and I'm jealous of you, and I will keep that in mind moving forward. I'm gonna say I liked it, and I like the hair. Now, do you have words you want to say?
I just want to say, starting off, she's not for me, and so I want you to take my words with a grain of salt, because I do carry a bias of, I just realize we don't connect. And that's fine. That's fine. It's fine. I hate this so much. I like the waist down. It does give me Jada Essence Hall and the yellow. Remember when she had the yellow? I think the hair is an assault on my eyes. I believe that RuPaul's Drag Race UK could sue for that hair. I think it is so awful. That hair was found.
You don't think that's fun curly girl method?
No, that hair was found in a drainage pipe, and that's how they found the body. That and the makeup it's so bad, and then the top of it looks so prom dress. I get what you're saying, that she had a very limited amount of time, just like everyone else did, to get it together, but she had already spent money on other costumes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. That she couldn't use.
Yes. I just didn't understand. Like, when Michelle complimented her hair, I was gobsmacked.
I think it's
And then
fun.
she said, "You've never looked more beautiful." Gobsmacked. I was gobsmacked. I'm gobsmacked. Do you like gobstoppers?
Say gobsmacked one more time.
Get it? Because I smacked you.
Okay, but you know who I do think we can both agree on?
Who?
Miss Charity Case.
Oh,
in
yes.
this orange,
Yes.
completely self-made,
Koi fish.
koi fish,
You kidding?
flapper
The makeup,
2.0.
that gorgeous eye.
The makeup, the 3D printed koi fish, the boa. I guess I saw what they were saying about the
I feel exactly the same way.
I guess I saw what they were saying about the shape. Honestly, I didn't care.
Me neither.
I didn't care that
Me
it
neither.
wasn't drag body in the way that they want it.
To me,
I think it looked...
read as drag body because it read as very high fashion. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was beautiful.
This is really tops to me.
And to follow Veronica.
Let's talk about Ella Day, because I think we'll agree on this as well.
Yeah. Oh, you okay?
I'm sorry, I had the burpees.
You're having a hell of a bird.
Hell of a bird.
In it.
Ella Day, looking very glamorous, looking very 50s. It was fine.
Say it.
It was fine to me.
Yes.
And I also think...
Yes, say it. Say it.
I think if they are saying Kitty Scott Claus's hair should have been bigger, and I think her hair should have been bigger too. What's the difference here?
Thank you.
Why are we picking and choosing?
Thank you.
Are tiny skinny people allowed to wear small hair?
Well, they did say it to Vanity, and Vanity's tiny and skinny.
Yeah. Tiny skinny people allowed to wear small hair?
But they said that they didn't
Oh, I
like
see what you're
Vanity's-
saying.
Yeah.
Tiny white people allowed to wear small hair?
That's so true. Ooh, I 100% agree with you. I also...
It's fine.
It's fine.
It looks like she got it out of a costume closet of Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, and that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it is, I feel like it ages her a bit. It makes her look older.
I also think that with the smaller hair and the way she paints, it is very much a masculine face. Every time I see her face, and I love her, every time I see her face, it reminds me of like, you know when like drag queens will be like, all right, this week on my YouTube channel or this week on Instagram, I'm gonna put my straight male friend in drag for the first time. Like I'm getting handsome man, which is fine. I love a handsome man. I think, ooh, sorry, I'm gonna get canceled in the UK. But I like her as a drag queen.
We're Americans. We're not allowed to go there anyways.
Yeah, we aren't. I don't think that this illusion she's trying to create, she's always wearing these giant fake tits, right? I think she goes out of her way to make her tits look huge, but doesn't do the same with her makeup and hair. She over-exaggerates her tits, but not the neck up. Ooh.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Put that on a card. But we
she
love
does
her.
look like,
I do like her as a drag queen.
I don't know why we're being so
Yeah, I don't know. I think we needed to be happy today.
I think I'm sad that I'm going to leave for a week. I'm going to go home.
Okay, now I'm in a better mood.
Oh!
Oliver!
I was doing, what's her name? Mary
Tyler Poppins.
No.
Mary Tyler Poppins.
What's her name? My Fair Lady. Eliza Doolittle. Oh, speaking of this Doolittle, it's Scarlet Harlot. Now she looks lovely in a red scarlet dress, beautiful blonde hair.
I giggled a lot during this because she moved so slowly and she just kept going. I loved it. Can I say this? I don't understand a word she says. She talks so fast. During the Peloton ad that they did, I didn't understand a word.
I can't really understand any of them during that.
Well, and I don't, I didn't understand her when she walked in. The only reason I even know what her, walk-in, premiere line was because I watched the Lee Dawson does Drag Race UK on BBC or whatever. I don't understand her, but I loved whatever this weird fucking character was.
I think I don't like this runway prompt. Because I feel like these are just dresses that are just kind of all lovely dresses. Would love to wear them.
But you know what's so funny is that Charity Case, who I think took...
I didn't think that about Charity's, yeah.
Took red carpet to her own level, and then the judges said it didn't read as red carpet. Oh, you wanted a gown. You wanted a regular
You wanted kind of a beautiful
gown.
Pageant gown, yeah. And that's what Scarlett's wearing.
Scarlett looks great, and I loved her weird character.
Now, Victoria, she was obviously a little inhibited because she wasn't wearing heels. And on Twitter, she said it was her backup.
I can see that. Can I be honest?
I can see that too.
It doesn't look like her at all. I think she looks beautiful, do not get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that is the most off the rack I think we'll ever see her.
I thought I wanted a head something to tie in, because the white with the red.
But who knows? Given how much her knee is fucked up, she probably couldn't handle much more than just a simple dress.
Yeah, she was probably struggling just to get down the runway. Yeah. So I'm not mad at her.
Yeah,
and
I don't know that we can even comment on that. Yeah.
But I did want a headdress because the bottom seems very Hello Dolly
to have all of. Yes.
And I wanted the top to be in the same.
I wanted to say hello to Dolly.
Instead, let's say hello to the end of the runway.
Well done.
Goodbye, runway.
Yeah, really well done.
What would we have done? I may have gone into my camp roots and just worn a dress made out of red carpet.
Okay. I would have the longest train, and the train would be a red carpet. I would roll out a red carpet that was connected to me, and then I'd walk on it.
Bitch, that's funny.
We're also saying I would do, if we had all the money in the world. This is just our ideas, and then we end up coming out looking like Veronica. We don't know necessarily that we'd have money.
I liked the dress. Now, let's talk about the tops. Okay, the tops were Kitty Scott Claus,
Crystal Versace, and of course...
Veronica Green. Now, I do feel as though this might be we're going to give Veronica a top and then send her home soon.
That's kind of how I was hoping.
Well, I don't say that in a hoping way.
I don't want to crush her dreams. I really don't want her to crush her dreams. I just don't think that she is rising to the occasion.
I think that with her with the timing and of everything, and with being
might have made it
amongst
more
these
difficult.
new,
It might have made it more
younger,
difficult. Yes.
hungrier, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, well,
hung.
she seems
They're
hungry.
all very hung.
The bottoms were Electra, again, unfortunately. Charity, unfortunately. And, of course, Vanity, unfortunately.
To me, me,
yeah.
I would have taken Veronica out of the top, and I would have put a Teresa in the top.
Yeah, there's really
Teresa
no
killed
reason
it for me.
Teresa may...
That was an
The
odd
outfit,
save.
the runway period, and...
Playing with her titties on the
and
fucking
she did
bike.
really good for not
Yeah.
being as much of a dancer as everyone else.
I agree. For me, part of me, I thought that the top two was very clear. It was Kitty Scott Claus and Crystal, based on what we saw. To me, part of me,
yeah,
I thought it was a Kitty Scott Claus. However, I do enjoy the drama of her insulting everyone in this episode. And now they've had 2 episodes, and she has 2 wins. I kind of love that.
Yeah, and there's
It's
no
good
denying.
TV.
There's no denying the talent.
No, not at all. It's
and that's
great
part
TV.
of why this smarts so much is because she is so young, but she is so talented.
So good.
And she's not a one note. She's good at multiple things.
That's also really fun as a viewer to realize that, like, oh shit, this is a TV show that I can't fully guess. I mean, we can guess a lot of it. Congratulations, Crystal.
She is the winner.
Yeah, well deserved. Well deserved.
They give Charity a safe.
As they should have. I'm so
As they
thankful.
should have. I'm glad that she did
like,
because I definitely need to see more of Charity. We've seen some amazing things, but what we've seen, we know there's more coming from that box.
And also, once we got back to the Untucked, I did realize that Vanity was definitely in the box. I mean, obviously, Electric Fence. And then Vanity was, like, very upset that she'd have to dance against her friend. And I was like, oh, well, y'all are definitely in the bottom then. They clearly thought that Vanity could beat Electric Fence in a lip sync. But let's ask the question. Did she, in fact, beat Electric Fence in the lip sync?
I think she did. Here's a couple of thoughts I had during Vanity and Electra.
I'd love to hear.
Electra, we know, can do tricks and knows a great dancer. What Vanity did that Electra didn't do is Vanity kind of drew you in connected to the song more, whereas Electra was doing the most kind of in a frenetic energy, almost kind of detracting. Like, don't even worry about what my face is doing. I'm going to just do everything, you know. And there's a time and a place for that. But I think Vanity did better. Also, the hair was a little off for me, but I love the way that it fell out of the style, but still stayed on her head. Mm-hmm. It was kind of magical. I mean...
It's very Elsa.
Yeah. And I like that she worked with it, too, instead of, like, being self-conscious about it or ripping it off, even worse.
I think that would have been a double save if this was American Drag Race, but UK Drag Race has, like, a very tight filming schedule. They only have, like, 10 episodes or something?
I heard that they literally did 1 episode per day, and usually it's like 2 days.
It's just a very tight, like, they don't do the multi-saves because they don't need to waste their time like Americans have to. I'm gonna play devil's advocate a little because I do enjoy the devil. Well, you know, because, like, God, like, what has he done for me? The tricks that you're like, oh, it's kind of frenetic, and, like, there's a time and a place for that. Yeah, the time and the place for that was apparently last week when she did the exact same thing, but with even less impressive tricks, and they were eating it up. And then in the notes, they were telling her that she is an incredible dancer. We saw it last week, and blah, 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 blah. And then she comes this week, she does the same thing, only she takes it a step further to the point that she is doing these crazy dance moves that Michelle Visage says, what the fuck? I think what Electra did is exactly what RuPaul's Drag Race fucking loves in a lip sync. And I think she was sent home because they just had enough.
I also think they probably could tell that she's younger. She hasn't been doing drag as long.
Well, she gave us all... We saw exactly what she's going to bring every week.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with the elimination. I fucking love Vanity. All I want is more from Vanity. Yeah. And I think Vanity did a great job. I agree with you. However, if this were an American Drag Race, that would have been a double save. Absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah, it would have been a great double save.
Yeah, because it also would have brought in the storyline of she's so good, but she sucks so bad during the challenges that she'll never leave. And
well, there's also that bit of you bring with you what you bring with you. Mm-hmm. So if they're seeing that the taste level is not there,
yes,
they're probably like, let's
did
just
you think
put
that with
her
the hair
out of her
too? When they were
misery.
telling people, like, make your hair bigger, I'm like, well, they brought what they brought. But hopefully they could put plastic
well,
bags.
Hair you
can stuff the plastic
hair
bags.
you can actually do.
Well, you can.
Well, some people, the royal we.
Okay, I'll just make sure that you're there.
The queen.
I mean, not competing.
The queen
just,
does
like,
her
in my
own hair.
suitcase. Yeah.
Did you like this episode?
Okay, I told you this when you walked in my apartment. I feel like the queens, now in the second episode, have really made clear what they have brought to the competition. So I do feel like for this runway, I think we were a little more critical because for me, part of me, in it, I do feel like
In it.
I'm trying to make it British.
In it.
Part of me, in it.
You said in it.
Well, it's Spanish. So, wow. So I felt more comfortable this time going in a little deeper because I feel like we kind of
You know what felt uncomfortable? Wait, you know what felt uncomfortable? Before everyone left, they bring up Victoria's Scone, and I think it's going to be another Eureka O'Hara moment where she's going to say, you can't do it anymore, but what she is going to say, RuPaul says, is you're going to go to the doctor tomorrow. I want you here, but I want you safe. And honestly, I believe her, because I want her there too. I think she's got so much more to show. It would be awful, of course, if she had to leave prematurely due to her knee.
Preemies in
But
general,
you have to
it's a
go.
bad
You have to go. If your knee's
situation.
fucked up, you
should
have to
absolutely
go.
be in the womb for long. I think they probably would have sent her home. But they were like, you from the jump, we praised how much your appearance here on the show is changing, you know, everything, and you're this groundbreaking person. We can't send you home episode 2. No matter the fact that you probably should go home and like take care of yourself.
Well, I also think we especially, hopefully, especially at the BBC, cannot injure someone and let them continue on knowing that they could be really injured.
That's not how they would say it. How would the BBC say it?
Excuse me, pardon me, I've noticed that young queen's knees are scant, and I cannot have her going on. We won't be able to pay our...
Keep calm and move your knees to your home.
Gungadin.
We are pins and needles, edge of our seats, waiting to see what's going to happen to Victoria, but we cannot wait to come back to another episode of Drag Race UK. I know we're a little behind on this episode because we were in fact celebrating October, the beginning of October.
Oktoberfest.
I don't know if you know that about that. Oh yeah, we had so many Octobers, and then
and we had to do that competition where we held a beer
We had
out.
like Ellen. Thank you so much.
I won't be back next week.
Where are you going?
I'm going to see my parents in Florida. And if you're in Orlando, I'm going to be performing on Saturday night and Sunday at brunch at Estefan Kitchen. Gloria Estefan probably won't be there, but if she is, I'm going to do an exclusive interview.
Ooh, okay.
Get on
Please
your
do.
feet.
And then tell her that I love both of her feet.
Actually, I went to, so my good friend Tora Hyman from Camp Wanakiki.
Season 2 winner. She took your crown.
She hosts.
If anything, some
she
people
hosts
could
a
say that
brunch
she's
show.
more popular.
Well, she does a brunch there at the Estefan Kitchen. It's gorgeous. The food is so good.
Oh, Gloria Estefan, of course.
And I want to meet her. So I don't think she'll be there, but if she is there, I'll give you all.
Ooh, can I say this?
Her love.
I'm gonna
Your
ask you on
love.
camera. Can I have an Estefan Kitchen merch item?
Yeah, of
I'll
course.
let you decide what the merch is.
Yeah. Would you take like a roll of silverware?
Preferably one they're not selling. Yeah, I'd love can I have a plate?
Yeah.
I will be back next week with a different guest that can also do a British accent as well as she can. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you like, subscribe, and of course share. You gotta share it with people because if you don't share, sharing is caring, and not sharing is
gonna get Shawn Mendes
abuse.
in your inbox saying it's not giving share.
It is not giving share. Also, you can join us on Patreon. We do have extras on Patreon. You know what? I looked at our Patreon the other day.
You did?
And thank you.
Will you give me the password?
Nope.
So I can look?
Well, no, because money.
We are on Cameo individually. And we are also do one together called Cameo at IMHOtheSHOW.com where you can find all of our merch.
Yeah, that'd be very exciting to people to book all of that. Thank you so much for watching. And obviously, and as we always say, Prince Philip gone too soon, yeah.
Do you know what's on Netflix now? Titanic.
What's that?
And it's number
Is that a
10.
TV show?
It's number 10. It's trending number 10 on all of Netflix.
Oh, you mean the one about that airplane?
Yeah.
Boy, isn't it? Am I saying it wrong?
In it.
In it. What am I saying?
In it.
But
You're
that's
putting
what-
a little D. But the point is to get all the D's
Do you want me to
out.
put a little D?
You stop it, you.
In it.
You stop it.